Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is having a blessed and wonderful day. I know it's been a while again, you guys, but I really needed to kind of step away and get refreshed. So I've been in fasting and praying and in my word, and just allowing the Lord to continue to pour in me and just really being real and transparent before the Lord. I have to be honest. First, let me say before I go into being honest, thank you for each and every person who have commented that they're praying for me. I thank you guys so much. Those who have emailed me, thank you so much. It is so many beautiful people out here who genuinely have reached out and sent me encouraging things. And I thank you guys. I thank you for understanding. That even though I love to encourage, it's always good to get encouragement too, especially when you are like what I was just doing. I was just taking on you know the situations, like I was taking on the pain of the situations of what I was seeing my loved ones go through, and that's not what God wanted me to do. He didn't want me to take on anything. He wanted me to continue to keep praying and continue to keep trusting him, because at the end of the day, you guys, we can't change the situation. Only God can. Our prayers and our faith will drive him and move him to change the different situations in the loved ones' lives that that are going through. And sometimes we can make that thing bigger. And when we make that thing bigger, then that's when, the weariness, the hurt, the sorrow, and all that stuff, come on us like a flood, because the enemy is seeing that we are giving into what we're looking at. We're giving into the fact of seeing a loved one out there hurting, going through. That's not the way of God. God is bigger than that. He's bigger than anything that we can possibly imagine. And we must remember, he's bigger than the devil. Matter of fact, he is the creator of the devil. So nothing the devil do can dominate what God says is going to be done. And so what the Lord have been dealing with me is, when it comes to this stand and with people, it's the conditioning of our hearts. They just don't be right. No matter how we try to sit here and we can quote his word and we can say all these great encouragements and all this different type of stuff, if your heart was really right before the Lord, you will never give up on the people that you love. It's just simple as that. That's just how I feel. If you really have the love of God in you, you are going to continue to have the love for those who may not even be showing you love back. We forget that we were once in darkness ourselves. Darkness was appealing to us. It didn't feel like darkness. It felt normal. This is exactly what our spouses is going through. They thinking what they're doing is normal. They're thinking their ways is right to them, and it's not. And you gotta, ladies, I have to say this, and even men, the people that they chose to be with while they're in adultery is a reflection of them being broken. Wives, you were chosen in the spirit. That's why you were made his wife. Husbands, you made her your wife by the spirit. Think about it. It is so many people out here that want to continue to just fornicate and be with each other and not even think about marriage. They want the benefits of marriage, but they're not making, the men are not making these women their wives. That's because they're not, those women were not chosen in the spirit. You were. And regardless of the temporary situation of separation that you are going through, that don't mean that you were not the ordained one for them. Because it's by the spirit, this is why we're fighting for them by the spirit. They chose people by the natural, which this is why they thinking there's nothing wrong. They thinking, like they slap happy, like they living it up. They not living it up without God. Like this, sometimes I be wanting to scream, because it's like, don't we get it? People cannot have love with someone if they don't have the love of God, because the love of God that lives in someone will never sin against him to have what they believe is love. Didn't he say that people who commit fornication and adultery have no place in the kingdom? So how could we possibly believe when people be saying that they got God and they love him? No, they don't. They have the love of the world. So if they have the love of the world, then they have a broken conception of how it is supposed to be. And this is where we come in, who know better, to enlighten them of the truth. Now, while we're separated, we may not be able to do that, but through prayer and fasting, we can most definitely have God move on their heart for them to know the truth. They don't know the truth. They're being deceived right now. And I feel like it's so many people that get easily offended. Like they're really offended and really think that their husband or their wife is having a good life in sin. So my question would be, are you jealous of the sins that they're in? Because that's basically what they're in. And if you're jealous of the sins that they're in, then that has nothing to do with them, but everything to do with the conditions of your heart. Because again, when God's love lives within you, you're not going to feel without love. You're going to have the ability to stand in love for your spouse no matter what. We need to get over ourselves sometimes. That's how I feel. We really honestly do. And I have a word on that, and I'll probably bring that on here tomorrow. But we really need to get over ourselves, because this stand truly was not just for the spouses. It was to restore us back unto God. It was to build our spirit man up so that we will be the ones that's going to contend for the righteousness of God. We can't sit up here and pick and choose the different things in which we want to have in our life. Either we're going to go all the way with God or we're not. And that includes a spouse that's being disobedient in the world. You have the ability to change the entire situation by your faith, your trust, your belief in God. Nothing is too hard for him to do. Nothing is too big for him to handle. He already knew this was going to happen. But this is your test, because it's a part of your testimony. This is a part of your life before others, displayed for others, so that others can see the righteousness of God through your obedience. We have to stop. We have to stop getting down and being sad about what they're doing, and continue to trust God that what they're doing is going to be defeated in the name of Jesus. Because when I think about the seriousness, that's what was getting me so sad, you guys, and getting me afraid. I start feeling fear, because I'm like, I don't want the people I love to die in the things that they doing, and they going straight to hell. It ain't no if, ands, maybes, possibly. That's what they're gonna do. But it's not my place to take on that, because they do have their own eternal salvation. But it's my responsibility to pray for my brother, to pray for my sister, to pray for my neighbor. It's your responsibility too. It's your responsibility to lay your life down for love. Your love, again, should not be based upon the conditions of a person loving you back. It should be unconditional, because that's the love that God has for his people. When we were out there and we were a hot mess and we were doing the things of the world, we were not always these saved people, save and deliver people. And honestly, we are a people that's continuously still healing each and every day. So who are we to act like we have a chip on our shoulder when it comes to a husband or wife being out there in disobedience? They're you. That's where you were. What would you have said? What would you have wanted people to say to you and do for you when you were out there broken? I know me. I would want people to be real and transparent before me. That's what I always wanted. And that's why I strive to do that now, even in the midst of me making mistakes, even in the midst of, what I say may not make sense. It makes sense to me, it makes sense to God. You know what I mean? I just want to continue to be thorough, because I know what it's like to be broken and hiding and thinking I had it like that, and I really didn't. I was really delusional out there. I was really living a lie. I was really hurt. I was hurting myself over and over and over again. And that's exactly what they're doing too. Do not think they're having a good time out there on drugs and drinking and laying in the sin of adultery. Come on. We as God's people need to rise above our flesh. Period. Because we should not be looking at them in the flesh anymore. We should be looking at things and other people by the Spirit too, so that we'll be able to speak to them in a way that is righteous to God, in a way of love, correcting people in love. I know I have went on for a little while. I didn't mean to, but I just wanted to be honest with you guys. I'm going to always be this channel. I'm going to always be real no matter what I'm going through, because I know there's somebody out there that can relate to what I'm going through. That's what it's supposed to be about, where people can feel like they are relatable. Not where you're hiding and feeling like you have to disguise yourself and be a certain way and all this different type of stuff. That's not even being real. That's not being real for God. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I just want to say to you guys, it's time to just check the conditions of your heart. It's about you. It's about you, because one thing that I have learned through this, I thought it was about, me standing and praying for my husband and that God was going to change him. But what he has done, he has changed me. He has changed the way that I see him. He has changed the way that I have seen myself. He's changed the way that I see people. He has changed so much, and I welcome that. I want to be right before God no matter what, even if my marriage was not to happen. And I'm not going to say that it's not, because I know that it is, but I'm just saying that's how serious I am. I want to be right before God. I want to stand before him and he say, well done, faithful servant. I don't want him to say, depart from me, I never knew you, because here it is, secretly I'm pretending to be one way before people, and then I'm really another way behind closed doors. No, the way I am behind closed doors is exactly how I'm going to be before people. I want to honor the Lord with my life, regardless right now if my husband is not doing that. That means the most to me. So, with that being said, you guys, I thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your encouragement. May you continue to grow in love. May God continue to shelter you in peace. And please know, you're never alone. You're not by yourself. You have a sister that is going through the exact same things that you are. Nothing is too hard for God. So let's stop concentrating on the bad of what's going on, and let's glorify and worship God for what he is able to do and what he is going to do, because he has been doing a great thing in our very own lives. So thank you again, you guys, for watching, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.